5 days before the long-awaited comeback of BTS, something extraordinary began unfolding in the heart of Seoul. What started as a few curious fans taking photos slowly transformed into a powerful scene that nobody could ignore. The historic plaza known as Gwanghwamun Square was suddenly filled with purple banners, excited voices, and emotional anticipation. But the most surprising part? The main performance had not even started yet. There were still 5 full days before the official comeback stage. Yet thousands of fans, especially supporters of Jungkook, were already gathering, turning the famous square into a sea of excitement that at first glance, it looked like a festival. Some people brought light sticks, others held handmade banners featuring Jungkook's name, while many simply stood quietly, staring at the stage structures that were still being prepared in the distance. Tourists walking through the area seemed confused. Why were so many fans gathering this early? Why were people from different countries speaking different languages, but sharing the same excitement? The answer was simple yet powerful. This was not just another comeback. This was the return of a global phenomenon. For years, BTS has built one of the strongest fan communities in the world. Their fandom, known as ARMY, has repeatedly proven that their dedication goes far beyond streaming songs or watching music videos. When news began spreading that the group would appear in Seoul for a major comeback event connected to their upcoming album, excitement exploded across social media. But nobody expected that fans would start arriving this early. 5 days before the scheduled event, the atmosphere at Gwanghwamun Square already felt historic. Groups of fans sat together on the steps, sharing stories about their first time discovering BTS. Some had traveled across continents just to witness this moment. A young fan from Brazil said she had saved money for 2 years just to be here. Another fan from Indonesia explained that she booked her flight the moment rumors of the comeback stage began circulating. Yet what captured the most attention was the overwhelming presence of Jungkook supporters. Everywhere you looked, you could see posters featuring the youngest member of the group. Many fans wore purple outfits with his name printed across their shirts. Some carried banners reading, "Jungkook, we waited for you," while others simply waved their army bomb light sticks as if the concert had already begun. The emotional connection between fans and Jungkook has always been powerful. Known for his extraordinary talent, charismatic performances, and humble personality, Jungkook has long been considered one of the most influential idols of his generation. Every time he appears on stage, audiences around the world react instantly. But this comeback feels different. Many fans believe it represents a new era for the group. Rumors surrounding the upcoming album have been spreading rapidly. Some fans claim that the music will feature a more emotional sound, while others believe the group is preparing a powerful stage performance that will redefine their artistic direction. Regardless of what the truth may be, the anticipation has reached a level rarely seen in the music industry. As evening approached on the 5th day before the comeback show, the scene at Gwanghwamun Square became even more magical. The sun slowly disappeared behind the buildings of Seoul, and the lights around the square began to glow. Fans turned on their army bombs, creating waves of purple light that stretched across the entire plaza. For many fans, this moment alone was already worth the journey. Some sat on the ground singing BTS songs together. Others recorded videos to share online, showing the world just how passionate the fandom remained. Within hours, clips of the gathering began circulating across social media platforms, gaining millions of views almost instantly. One video, in particular, captured global attention. It showed hundreds of fans chanting Jungkook's name in unison. The sound echoed through the square, creating a powerful atmosphere that even passers-by could feel. The chant started softly but gradually grew louder and louder until it felt like the entire city could hear it. Observers who happened to witness the scene described it as unforgettable. Some said it felt less like a fan gathering and more like a historic celebration. Others compared it to a cultural festival where people from different parts of the world united through music. Local businesses near the square quickly noticed the sudden surge of visitors. Cafes and restaurants reported long lines of customers, many of whom were fans discussing theories about the upcoming comeback. Merch shops began selling out of BTS-related items as ARMY members searched for souvenirs to commemorate the moment. Despite the massive crowd, the atmosphere remained surprisingly positive. Fans helped each other find space to sit, shared food, and even offered translation assistance for international visitors who struggled with Korean. The sense of community was undeniable. Of course, speculation about the upcoming performance continued to grow. Would Jungkook perform a special solo stage? Would the group debut songs from their new album? Would there be unexpected surprises during the comeback event? These questions circulated constantly among fans gathered at the square. Interestingly, some fans believe the early gathering itself could send a powerful message. By arriving 5 days in advance, they were demonstrating just how deeply the group had impacted their lives. It was a way of showing gratitude as much as anticipation. As midnight approached, the crowd still showed no signs of leaving. Instead, more fans continued arriving. Suitcases rolled across the pavement as travelers stepped into the square for the first time, immediately greeted by the glowing sea of purple lights. One fan quietly said something that captured the emotional spirit of the night. She explained that BTS had helped her through some of the hardest moments in her life. Being present at this comeback felt like a way to thank the group for their music and messages. Meanwhile, online discussions about the gathering exploded across global fan communities. Photos of the crowd quickly spread, with many people expressing disbelief that the square was already filled with fans even though the performance was still days away. Some media observers began calling the moment the calm before the storm. If thousands of fans had already gathered 5 days early, what would happen when the actual comeback stage arrived? Nobody could predict exactly what the coming days would bring. But one thing was certain. The world's eyes were slowly turning towards Seoul, where anticipation was building hour by hour. And right in the center of it all stood Gwanghwamun Square, glowing under the city lights, filled with voices calling the same name again and again. Jungkook. The countdown had begun. The excitement was unstoppable. And if the energy in the square was any indication, the upcoming comeback of BTS might become one of the most unforgettable moments in global music history.